Hey boardies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're looking at the game Heroes of Tenefyr. Now this happens to be from Broken Mill. This was a Kickstarter game, and this happens to be a cooperative deck building game whereby fighting against the Dark Lord or various other bosses. There's 4 different incarnations that you're going to be fighting against. So you're going to lay this out off to the right hand side. This I had a setup player review, and whilst I'm setting this up, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button and notification bell. So there's various characters you can play. I'm looking at the basic characters right here. We've got the thief, the bard, the barbarian, etc. Just play this as a 3, which is why I'm just going to show you these characters. Everyone's going to take 6 basic 1 cards. Everyone's going to take 6 basic 2 cards as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're watching this short, make sure you head through to watch the full video over on YouTube as well in 4K. So in this case, I'm going to say I'm playing the thief. I played the thief in the last game. Take those 12 cards, obviously 6 and 6 plus your thief card, shuffle them up, and you'll be drawing 3 cards. There's an element of push your luck. I'll come back on to how that works. But also what you're going to do is choose your difficulty. We happen to play at normal level, and we just lost against the 3rd of the 4th bosses to try and win the game. So apart from this, we also mixed in the expansion as well. So we have some tunnel cards here, various bosses that we can be fighting through. So what you're going to be doing is drawing up 4 cards, and they're going to be things that we're going to be fighting against. So we're going to have those off to one side. The rest are going to go just kind of out of shot, but ultimately these are reward cards that can be picked up on. So in terms of these reward cards, we have various things. So they're going to come out. So again, they're going to say 1s, 2s, and 3s, etc. So this is something that we could be fighting against and gaining it once we've defeated 4 of these cards. You're also going to do the same for a level 2 card. You're going to do the same for the 3, 4, and 5. And once you've defeated or decided when you're ready to have skilled up enough, you're going to take on that Dark Lord. When do you take it on? Well, when you go through a dungeon and complete a dungeon, this moves up by 1 space. If you happen to fail at a dungeon, it's going to move on by 2 spaces. So if you leave a dungeon, or if you happen to complete it, move up by 1. Otherwise, it moves on by 2 because you have failed. Let me show you how that works. So meanwhile, whilst I'm doing this, let me just show you out. We've got some, obviously, level 2 dungeon guys to fight against. We've got guys over here. Again, the rest goes face down. We've also got those level 3 cards. So we've got various things that are going to kick in as well. And then do the same over here. So whilst I'm still setting up, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. There have been daily videos for the last few years. And of course, there are occasionally competitions via Linktree. Also, they are time sensitive, so do keep checking back. Aside from that, head through to join the discussion over on Facebook. Also Instagram, where there are 3,000 posts, 3,900 followers at time of recording. There's also the podcast, so make sure you join over there for various discussions. So there we go. We have our various bosses and various guys we're fighting against. So these are bosses, these are monsters. And you're going to have 4 more down here and another set of reward cards. So in this case, let me just show you that works. Just as an example for 1 bit, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So they're going to be here as well. So we've now got giant bats as well. And again, we're going to have another reward card. So let me show you how it works. Again, playing as a 3, you are going to take your deck of cards. So I'm going to show you where my deck of cards have gone. So I've got my deck of cards here. You're going to shuffle up. Again, playing as, let's say, a 2, let's say as in this example, you need to have a total of 3 power to defeat it. So I draw 1, 2, 3, if I happen to say I'm the starting player, in which case you take this, and you mark this which dungeon you're in, and you reveal 3 cards. In this case, I can choose to basically mulligan, say I don't want those cards. I'm going to go again, but I am getting through my deck. So I draw 3 more cards, 1, 2, 3. In this case, I actually have already got enough to complete and defeat this goblin. So what happens? I take this card, turn it face up or face down, however you want to put it. In this case, it is face up, and it goes into my discard pile along with these other cards. In future, now I've obviously got +1 damage going on. Now it goes to the next player. Again, they're now fighting this too. You're going to keep on going with your hand of cards. Once you defeat a card, then you're going to go on to the next guy. But if ever you run out of cards, then of course you'll take all your cards plus anything left, shuffle up and go again. So once you've defeated all of these, you then choose a reward. So again, you might want to pick which of these you want to go for. This one lets you remove some 1 cards of your choice from your deck. So maybe you want to get rid of those 0s. This is what I did in the last game. Maybe over here, you want to do other stuff, which is to remove 4 basic cards and chuck them out as well. So various different things you can be doing as you progress along as well. So complete all of these, destroy all these 3 or 4 monsters left, and then you'll trigger this reward. And then of course you can bounce across. So as you go further along, you can get more and more strengthy monsters, but obviously there's a chance that you can't complete it. So it's push your luck in terms of whether or not you think you can do it, whether or not you think you can get something good. Again, it's cooperative. You can discard cards, put in other people's hands, and vice versa. And then of course, when you have reached this point, so you've gone through enough dungeons, you're apparently skillful enough to take on that Dark Lord. Whether or not you win is another matter. So I'm the thief, so I do have an extra card, which basically lets me, if I'm in a certain dungeon, take one of those cards as well, and they go into my discard pile. In this case, it gives me an extra, obviously, 0 damage, but it lets me take a card from the discard and put it into my hand. But obviously, maybe I want to head over to level 5, maybe lose, maybe have this marker move up 2, but then taking a level 5 card, which in this case would give me a 0, but it's +1 power for each card you've played this turn, including this one. So in addition to that, if you happen to be the barbarian, you have better stuff too. Like I said, there's some cards which let you move cards around so you can get things into the right person's hands. So now to play, it's 1 to 4 players. You can play it solo as well, as I just mentioned, and it's ages 14 plus. Very enjoyable game. I think it's a Dutch designer, Pepin van Loon, and highly enjoyable, and I highly recommend it. These card sizes, it seems, are 63 by 88, so standard American card sizes. Fun little flavour text in there too. My average rating for a game is 6.38, based on over 2,300 reviews. I would give this fairly high. I think at least a 7.6. It's a nice, enjoyable game, and great co-op dungeon crawler kind of experience. And if I haven't got a deck building playlist, I need to create one and put this in there too. It's also in the AmassGames playlist. I had a setup, play and review playlist, the cooperative playlist, of which I've played over 290 co-ops. And yeah, I do recommend it. It might even be closer to an 8, in fact, and that might even grow. So thanks very much for watching. But for now, any other questions, of course, always let me know. The comments best on YouTube, as this is shared. Back to the table.